So you clicked on this video for a reason, and your question is, how do you get over someone that you love, or how do you get over someone that you may not even want to get over? That question is one of the hardest things in the world, but I think I have it figured out now. I think I do. I've been in good relationships myself, I've been in bad relationships myself, but I've learned that if you want to truly get over someone, you have to, first of all, stop blaming yourself for everything. And by that I mean, it's good to take responsibility of your actions and where you may have messed up or whatever, because you know, it's always good to be that person that can admit to their wrongs. But also, once a relationship ends, if you have a big heart, you tend to put the blame on yourself. Even whenever you know it's not fully your fault, you still somehow, some way want to blame yourself for everything, because it just seems like it's an easier thing to do, because blaming them is not the thing right now, because now I lost you and now I just want to take the full blame, and maybe if I do that, it'll help me and maybe I can have you back. But that's not the case. In order to get over someone, you have to know your wrongs, yes, but not blame yourself for everything. Yeah, there's certain things that we all could have done differently. You're right, you know, because we're not perfect. We're human beings. We're beings, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, we all could have done things differently, but ultimately, if you know you're a good person, you know you're a good person. Breakups are not easy. Breakups are not fun. Breakups are the hardest thing in the world. Breakups will make you feel so little and so low and depressed, and it will put you in this state of depression that is the hardest thing to come out of. Sometimes, like, you can't even get out of bed. You can't even pick up your phone. You can't do anything. The key to get over someone is to realize that it's not all your fault. As people, and we all make mistakes, and that's okay. Secondly, stop checking on someone. Stop checking their social media. Stop having someone check for you. Don't make a fake page. Don't check. And I know as humans, we're all very nosy, you know, and we're all held accountable for that, and that's okay, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, the more you check, the more you forget to heal. You're interrupting your healing process by doing things you know is not good for you. So in the moment, even though lurking on their social media may seem like it's fun in that moment, or like I have to, I'm already here, I already did it, let me just do it again. But every time you do something like that, you interrupt your own healing process. There's certain things you can do to have it get better slowly and surely. Kind of like that one quote where it says, stop checking up on people that aren't checking up on you. Stop giving your energy to someone that's not giving it back to you. And I get it. If you love like me, or you love like you love hard. And whenever you love, you give your all, you give your heart, you give your soul, you give your mind, you give everything of you to that person, because they're your whole world. But then in doing that, even though it's good in the moment, at the same time it's not good, because you forget to lose, you forget of yourself. You lose sight of what's also important, which is you. So now that you guys broke up and you have given them so much of your love, you realize that you forgot to love yourself back in the moment. So now you have to not only get over someone, but you have to learn how to re-love yourself and fall in love with yourself all over again, which is the hardest thing ever. Stop looking at the videos. Stop looking at the pictures. Delete everything you see. And I know it's easier said than done, because those are memories that have been created with someone that you love, and I get it. How can you just delete it like it's nothing? But at the same time, if you really want to get over this person and you really want to move on and heal, then you have to take the proper steps in order to get there. You cannot want one thing and act different and expect to still get there. If you want to heal, you have to make sure you're doing everything accordingly. But let me circle back to what I had originally said. I think the biggest thing, like what I just said, that we all do, is we all blame ourselves for things that low-key wasn't even our fault. Some things are our fault, and I get that. But sometimes blaming yourself seems like the best option, because in doing that, you're like, well, maybe I can have you back if I do this. Maybe if I take full responsibility for even your wrongs, then I can have you back. But is that really what you want? Because in doing that, you teach someone that you come second when you don't. You come first too. And sometimes whenever you're a giver and you're a lover and you love hard and you do whatever it takes to keep that person, and you're that person that does the most, you always put yourself last and second. And I get that, because I'm the same. Well, I used to be the same way. But I learned that just because you have a big heart doesn't mean you have to tolerate disrespect. Just because you have a big heart does not mean you come last. Just because you have a big heart does not mean you come second. Just because you have a big heart, it does not mean that your needs and wants should be pushed aside. You know, love is hard. Love is a hard thing. Love is so beautiful, but love can be so painful at the same time, just like anything else. Anything in this life could be so beautiful, but so painful at the same time, and that's just what life is. but you cannot expect to get over someone if you keep checking on them, checking on their friends, what they're doing, where they're at, where are you here, how come you're there, who is he, who is she, let me just call you one more time, let me just answer the phone one more time, let me just text you because you're on my mind, like, let me just do this because let me remind you that I still love you. But like, if you want to get back with them, that's a whole different story. But if you want to get over them, you have to make sure you take the proper steps in order to get over this person. And it's not going to be easy. It's the hardest thing in the world to learn how to love someone and having to learn how to unlove them, right? Because you can't just love someone. You can't wake up and be like, I love you. I mean, you can, but when it comes to love, if it's real love, you have to learn that person. You have to learn how to love them. You have to learn their love language, you know? But once that ends, you have to learn how to unlove them and bring all that love back and put it to yourself and learn how to love yourself all over again and give yourself what you've been missing. Like sometimes if you think about it, don't you get tired of loving everyone the right way and getting loved back in the wrong way? And people wonder why sometimes we become so cold-hearted or so distant or so this or so that, or because we're traumatized or because we're damaged, but because it's hard, you know? But you have to learn how to put yourself first. And during this breakup, during this healing process, it's going to be the hardest thing in the world. Because you went from loving this person so much and being with them every day, talking on the phone with them every day, seeing them, doing cute stuff, making memories, so now it's just you. And you're like, what do I do now? I don't know how to breathe. I don't know how to live. I don't know how to survive without this person. I don't even know how to go on about my everyday without this person. But that's something that we have to learn. And it's the most painfulest, but the most beautiful process there is. I'm going to sit here and say, you're not perfect. I'm not perfect. They're not perfect. We've all had our mistakes, our choices that we've done wrong on purpose because, you know, we're not perfect. But some of us are actually worth it. There's some people out there that aren't perfect, but they're like terrible people, you know, and I will say that. They're terrible on the inside, they're rotting on the inside, but some people have flaws, but they're good people. And some people are worth that. And if someone doesn't see your worth, don't sit here and try to explain that to them. Get it? Sometimes we're like, no, like, see my worth, I'm worth so much, but like, by you trying to convince someone how much you're worth, you're already dumbing yourself down and making yourself a little bit less than what you were. I know that sounds fucked up, I know, but it's true. I've done it plenty of times. If someone is for you, you won't have to overthink. If someone is for you, you won't have to have doubts. If someone is for you, you're gonna know. You're not gonna have to go to bed every night and think to yourself, well, what if this, what if that, what if I'm not good enough, what if this and what if that? Like, no. Walking away from someone that you love is the most painful thing in the world. But staying with someone that doesn't know your worth is so much more painful. Because breakups are one thing, you know? Eventually, we will all get over them. We will. If you sit here and stay in a relationship that's not good for you just because you're hoping one day they change and you're hoping one day they're going to be the person that you want them to be, and you're hoping that one day they'll see how much of a woman or how much of a man you really are and how you're so worth it, you're going to live so unhappy. Because wouldn't you want to be with someone else in the future, of course, that already comes into the relationship knowing how much you're worth? I don't know, maybe it's just me, but having to explain your worth to someone is the most draining thing ever. And that has nothing to do with you. You're still a woman that's worth so much, or a man that's worth so much. So if someone doesn't know your worth, or if someone even tries to treat you like shit, that has nothing to do with you. You're still worth it, but that has everything to do with them and their character. You can't sit here and blame yourself for someone else's mistakes or actions, and you can't sit here and watch them mess up on you and then try to blame yourself and be like, well, maybe it was my fault. Well, maybe it's because I made them mad. No. To get over someone, you have to do what's hard and stop checking, stop calling, stop texting them, block them, move on, move forward, go heal, go cry, go laugh, go smile, go for whatever makes you happy. But if you sit here and wonder what you could have done better, and you always blame yourself, you're never even gonna find a way to get over it. Because instead of healing, you're putting yourself down every day, every second of every day. Sometimes the person that we want to be our person is not our person. And no matter how bad you want them to be, sometimes they're not the person for you. And you can sit here and try to repaint that picture even though it has already been painted for you, and it's still not going to work. You can sit here and try to make the best out of that toxic relationship and try to enjoy the good times as much as possible, but if they're not for you, they're not for you. And I know that's a hard pill to swallow, and none of us wants to hear that. None of us. But the longer it takes you to leave a bad relationship, the longer it's gonna take you to heal. Obviously, we leave on our own time whenever we're comfortable, and I understand that, but don't ever sit here and fully blame yourself for something that's not all your fault. Don't dumb yourself down. Don't think less of yourself. Don't sit in the mirror and look at yourself and be like, is it me? Am I not pretty enough? Do I not look good enough? Am I ugly? Is my personality stupid? Maybe I was a problem. Maybe I wasn't good enough. No, you're more than enough. And that's something that you will see in the future, in time. You're more than enough. And I know you don't believe me right now, because whenever we go through something bad, we don't want to hear it. We don't believe anything. We're just stuck in our own ways, and we just think the worst of ourselves, because maybe they made you feel like that. Maybe you were with someone that made you feel less than what you are, and now that's what you believe. But that's not the case. If someone could sit here and make you feel less than what you are, they were never for you, and they never knew your worth. Wanting someone is one thing. Being attracted to someone is one thing, but valuing someone is a whole different story. You could want me all you want, but if you don't value me and know my worth, I have to walk away, even though it's gonna hurt me to leave you, because now my heart is broken. But I don't want to break my own heart staying with someone that doesn't know how much I'm worth or realize what they have. Sometimes people don't know what they have until it's gone, and that's unfortunate, because once you leave, they're like, damn, I'm sorry. Now I know what you're worth. Well, it's too late, because now I love myself too much to let myself go back to something that's toxic just because now you know what you had. Well, now it's too late. Whenever people realize what they had, they always realize it once it's too late, once that person has already moved on and checked out. And that's the way life is. So I'm here to say that breakups aren't easy. I think we all know that. In order to get over someone, you have to really leave them in the past. Everything of them, let it go. And I know it's hard, but you deserve so much better than that. And I know right now you're probably like, no, I don't deserve anything. I'm shitty. Stop. The way you talk to yourself is so important. I want you to know that you are stronger than this breakup. You are stronger than this pain. You are stronger than this heartbreak. You are stronger than your anxiety. You are stronger than your depression. You are stronger than however shitty this person made you feel. You are stronger than your flaws. You are stronger than anything trying to beat you down right now. You are stronger than any of that. Once you realize that, that's when your life will change for the better. None of us are perfect, but some of us are actually worth it. And most importantly, during breakups, we really can't control anything. So what I live by is, sometimes you have to let go, and you have to let God. You're strong. You're gonna make it out of this. And I know right now it seems like it's the end of the world, but I promise you it's not. It's the beginning of a whole new world. And I know you don't see that right now because you're in pain. But one day you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be like, oh, dude, I feel okay today. And little by little, you're gonna feel better and better every single day. And it's gonna take a while, but all good things take time to happen. Breakups aren't fun, but once you wake up that one day and you are completely over it, you have completely let go of this person emotionally, mentally, spiritually, you realize who the fuck you are all over again. So excuse my language of what I just said. Take a step back and remember who the fuck you are. You were good before them, before you met them, and you're gonna be even better without them. I love you guys so much. I know that I'm praying for you, and you are stronger than this breakup. You'll see. I love you.